Tim McGraw, it's good to see you, man. How you been?
Doing well. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good. I watched 1883, got to see the first two episodes, and man, I'm ready for the rest of the season. I'm telling you right now. What was it like getting to sit down and the first initial conversation with Taylor? Because I know for him, bringing the whole story, me being a native Texan, I know that's big for him. But for you and Faith, what was it about this story and this initial conversation that y'all were like, you know what, let's both go ahead and do this show?
Well, initially we had done a flashback thing for the last episode, the last season of Yellowstone, which one's come out so far. So we'd done that, which really was what got the ball rolling to do this. And then Taylor called and said that the studio was interested in making a prequel and based on the flashbacks that we had done. And he probably had that idea a little bit before as well. But and then he started sending the scripts to us. And when we started reading the scripts, it was almost impossible to not just fall into that world and just picture yourself doing that, because it was just such an incredibly written piece of work. I mean, it's out of all the things that I've read, all the scripts that I've read, this is probably the best script that I've ever read. And it just jumped out at you. And the narration of Elsa, our daughter, throughout the entire thing is just pure poetry. So when you have that, and you have Taylor Sheridan, who's just super talented, and then you have Sam Elliott being involved. I mean, there's just really no way to not want to do it.
I mean, I was telling Sam, his introduction to his character is like one of the most powerful pieces of cinema I have ever seen, like in a series, like the way that they introduce all that. Now, I know y'all had some probably pretty tough days when it comes to production, because I mean, not only all the extras and the cattle and everything y'all had going on. Can you tell me a little bit what it was like, you know, filming this with the whole 400 plus crew and all the animals and everything else going on?
It's a huge epic production, and you know it takes a lot. You know, you got a lot of wranglers out there who are helping. You know, there's a lot going on. But, you know, moving the wagon. Just think about moving 25, 30 wagons and moving them all out, and then taking a long shot and then saying, "All right, cut. Let's reset and start again." And how long it takes to bring those wagons back around and then start again. So, you know, you had to do that quite a few times. And, you know, we had super hot days. Up in Montana, we had super cold days. And then back in the Panhandle, we had super hot and super cold days. All in one day, we had hot and cold a bunch of times. So the elements were a big part. But I tell you, the most fun that I had, certainly chasing the bad guys and shooting and all that stuff, but we got to do this whole roundup of going out and rounding up wild horses as part of the show. And that was one of the most fun things that I'd done, was to go out and run these wild horses with our horses, which was pretty hairy, but fun at the same time.
Yeah, I've been on cattle drives before myself. So watching them try to, like you said, reset and film that, I'm like, man, like I can't even imagine what was going through Taylor's mind during all that. I got to talk about this real quick. The McGraw Tour 2022. I saw the initial conversation that you had where you called Russell Dickerson, Alexander Kay, and Brandon Davis. I thought that was really cool. What was it about these three artists that you're like, hey, let's all go on the tour this summer or this coming spring?
You're always looking for people who are going to bring something to the table, you know, whether it be entertainment value or you like their stuff, you like what they do. And all three of those artists are people that just sort of struck a chord with me. And, you know, certainly just the music that they make, the covers that they've done, Russell's success that he's had, just all of it felt like a good fit. It felt like it'd be a good show. And to me, it's all about a good show, right? It's all about entertainment, because people are spending their money on something that they're working hard and spending their money on something that they want to be entertained by, and they want to sort of leave reality for a little while and just go enjoy themselves. And I felt like we put together a package that does that.
Absolutely, man. I've seen you plenty of times in concert, been listening to your music, you know, my entire life. Next time we talk, we'll talk some aviation, some airplanes next time. I know you get a pilot's license as well. So
yeah.
All right, brother. Take care. It's good talking to you.
All right, take care, man.
Faith Hill and Isabel May. It's good to see both y'all. How you doing?
We're doing good. How are you doing?
Pleasure.
I'm doing great. So I got to see the first two episodes of 1883, and it blew me away. One, I'm from Texas, and y'all filmed in Texas, so being a native Texan, that's huge for me. And two, I've been wanting to see an Oregon Trail type of story. I actually have it like on my vision board to make like an Oregon Trail movie. And now that y'all have done this, I don't even have to do that now. So.
Wow, that's amazing.
You know, is Oregon Trail a video game?
It was. Yeah, it absolutely was.
Okay, that's what the reference is. I've been very confused for the last.
I've never heard that, but thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
It was a popular game like in the 90s, early 2000s. We'd play it in class when we didn't have to do any schoolwork, and you died of dysentery was a whole thing. And like,
so we made the
Dysentery,
movie
that happened,
version.
yeah.
That's cool.
I did see that in the show, so I was cracking up a little bit about that. Isabel, I want to start with you. So Taylor decided to have you narrate this story. So how did that conversation start to like go that direction to where you're kind of the driving voice of season one?
I had nothing to do with it. That was all Taylor. It was he heard a voice in his head, and I think the way that Taylor works is he sits down in front of a computer and it just flows out of him. I don't think he has much control over it. And that's what makes him such an incredible artist. And I think it's perfect. It's exactly what the story needed. And I think it's a beautiful addition to the story.
It's stunning.
And I'm just grateful that I got to do it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, his writing coming over from Yellowstone. I've seen every episode of Yellowstone. I absolutely love that series. And to see it, like I was saying, being brought back in time to the Dutton family. I mean, people that love Yellowstone are absolutely going to love 1883, like by far. So with Faith, I know this is the first time that you and Tim, besides the Yellowstone flashbacks, have actually got to work together on screen. So what was it about the initial conversation with Taylor and then maybe the conversation with Tim afterwards going, hey, let's do this?
Yes, this is the first time that we've done something like this together. Reading the script, honestly, was just it. We've been approached to do things together for a long time, for many years. And the story is just so incredibly beautiful, fascinating, riveting, and then told from the perspective of Elsa, Isabel's character. It is just something like I had never read before, and such a powerfully strong spirit and character as a young woman. Particularly, I just thought, wow, this is, if there's ever a time that we do something together, this is it. You know, we just couldn't say no, to be honest. That is the truth.
And I'm guessing that slap scene was just a little icing on the cake, huh?
That was nice. That was nice. Yeah.
Sam Elliott, man, it's good to see you again. How you been, sir?
I'm doing pretty well, surviving.
Yes, sir. That's what we're all doing out here. I want to congratulate you, by the way, 80 episodes of The Ranch. Being in this business, I mean, man, that's a tremendous accomplishment. So I just want to give you kudos to that real quick. So
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
A lot of fun doing that. My wife called that show the Ranchless because we never got outside.
Yes, sir. Well, I want to start off with the opening scene for your character, Shay Brennan, in 1883. I got to tell you, man, this is one of the most powerful opening scenes, character introductions I have ever seen on a television series. What was it like when you were first reading that? And then, man, up to that last second of that opening scene where you're looking at the house, I mean, what was going through your mind putting all that together?
Oh, I don't know. I think I was just, Taylor writes such beautiful stuff. And there was no dialogue there. It was only descriptions about what was going on. And you just, as an actor, our job is just to put our head where the text takes us, And Taylor is such a genius as a writer that, his writings bring it to life, they show you the way. You can imagine burning a house down with your wife and daughter's body in it, a place you grew up, place you lived. And pretty easy for me to go there.
I mean, after that scene, I literally I must have been holding my breath because I literally went like that. I literally freaked out after that thing because then it goes to the title credits and I'm like, man, that was powerful. That was so good. That was great cinema right there, man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I want to get a little bit on the backstory, if we can, Annie, about Shay Brennan. I know he's a Pinkerton agent. Maybe you can go into a little bit about what a Pinkerton agent is, because there may be people out there that don't necessarily know that. Because I do like his tough as nails approach. And I mean, the man's a realist, which he has to be during those times.
Yes, he is. You know, the Pinkerton issue is only mentioned in the very beginning. And the fact that he's wearing that badge all the time. Mm-hmm. But you never know any more beyond that. I think really the Pinkertons were like the forerunner to the CIA or one of those outfits. You know, I don't really know that much about the Pinkertons. It really didn't occur to me that title had anything to do with Shay's character. Only because there's no reference to it anymore. Maybe if I knew more about what it was about to be a Pinkerton, that made me wear that badge, then I would have made some different choices, but I don't think they would have. You know,
yeah.
When it's on the page like Taylor writes it, you know, there's a lot of other stuff to think about other than what badge is on your chest.
Absolutely. And Taylor, I mean, talk about just a fantastic script. I've seen the first 2 episodes. Very incredible. I can't wait to see all 10. I can't wait to see where this thing goes because I've seen every episode of Yellowstone and I'm hooked in 1883 now. So, Sam, I just want to thank you for joining me today and I wish you all the success. Looking forward to season 2.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Have a great day.
Yes,
I will, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.